Nanaimo and what I learned. In Unit 1, we learned about the 5 themes of geography: maps, continents, time periods, and the 4 spheres. What is geography? Geography, as described by the Oxford Dictionary, is the study of the physical features of the Earth and its atmosphere, and of the human activity as it affects and is affected by these, including by the distribution of populations and resources and political and economic activities. 5 themes. Location. There are 2 forms of location, absolute and relative. Absolute location means the exact place. Relative location is a description of how a place or thing is related to another place. For example, Nanaimo's coordinates are 49.1659 degrees north and 123.9401 degrees west. Or for relative location, I could say off the coast of BC. Region. Region is an area or place that is divided by physical characteristics and human impact. Nanaimo's region is called the West Coast region or Pacific region. Human-Earth relationship. Human-Earth relationship is described by the interaction between humans and the ecosystem around them. For example, some human-Earth relationships in Nanaimo are the forestry industry. They get their electricity from the Peace River hydro system. Cars and other motor vehicles. Nanaimo has campsites, hiking trails, and provincial parks. They also have a big fishing industry. Place. Place is a position somewhere with characteristics that distinguish them from other places. The differences can be physical or spiritual. Nanaimo is coastal and has gained the nickname the Harbor City. Movement. Movement is when people, goods, and ideas move. For example, the movement of communications, circulations, goods, and people that move in and out of Nanaimo. Maps. Maps show a view of an area from above. They show a title, a compass, a legend, and a scale, which show the difference on the map and on the ground. 4 spheres. The 4 spheres that connect to everything in the Earth system are the atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. Nanaimo has all 4 spheres, and the example of this are the air around Nanaimo, the rocks that make up the island, and the rocks that are just laying around, the Pacific, and every living thing. Evolution of the continents. The Earth hasn't always looked the way it does now. The pieces of Earth's lithosphere are always in motion because of convection currents and metal. Periods of time. The Cambrian period. This was when the Earth was near the south. The continents were near the South Pole, and all the continents were a supercontinent called Gondwanaland. This was made up of South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, India, and portions of other continents. The Ordovician period. The separate continents began to collide in this time. And Silurian period. North America and Europe joined together and approached Gondwanaland, while Asia began converging on Europe. Devonian period. North America and Europe continued towards Gondwanaland, while North America, Europe, Asia, and Siberia are beginning to form Laurasia, a second supercontinent. North America was covered by a shallow sea at this time. Carboniferous period. Gondwanaland collided with North America, and North America is covered by a shallow sea or a swampy lowland at this time. Permian period. Asia and Europe collided, and Pangaea forms when Laurasia and Gondwanaland merge. Triassic period. Major extinction events occurred, and in the Triassic period, Pangaea began to break apart and rapid diversification occurred. Cretaceous period. The continents continued to move apart, and land masses collided with North America. Cenozoic period. All continents spread away from Pangaea and now look like how they do now. BC was formed around 200 million years ago. Unit 2, Earth Structures and Spheres. Unit 2 is all about geology, tectonic plates, volcanoes, earthquakes, weather, climate, storms, biomes, and ecosystems. Geology. Geology is the study of the Earth's structure, like its rocks and plates. Nanaimo is home to hard granite and metamorphosized volcanic and sedimentary rocks. Boundaries. Boundaries are the edges of the Earth's plate. When the convection currents in the mantle move from the core heating up, the plates move. There are three types of boundaries: diverging, converging, and transform boundaries, which are plates moving past each other. Convergent boundaries are plates moving towards each other, and divergent boundaries are plates moving away from each other. Natural disasters. Volcanoes. A mountain or hill that vents lava out. It's a rupture in the Earth's crust. And earthquakes. Earthquakes are when a boundary slips and causes tremors. Nanaimo will eventually be affected by a big earthquake, as of all of, Western Canada. A tsunami is a huge wave that is usually caused by an earthquake. Nanaimo is at a low risk for tsunamis. Landslides are when rocks and debris fall. Floods, and a flood is when water rises more than usual. The Nanaimo River is designated as high flood risk. Weather and climate. Weather is temporary behavior from the atmosphere, and climate is long-term behavior from the atmosphere. Biomes and ecosystems. Biomes are a group of animals and plants in a major habitat. There are 6 types of biomes, Nanaimo's being the temperate rainforest. There are 2 types of rainforest, temperate and tropical. Temperate rainforests happen in the temperate zones and receive heavy rain. Tropical rainforests have no dry season and are hot and humid. Deserts are vast areas and receive less than 25 centimeters of rain per year. Grasslands are occupied with mostly grass. Deciduous forests are huge forests with trees that lose their leaves every fall and winter. Boreal forests that have trees and do not lose their leaves in winter. And a tundra is an Arctic area with frozen subsoil. Unit 3, Forces that Shape the Land. Unit 3 covered weathering, landslides, soils, glaciers, coasts, and caves. Weathering. Weathering is the process of rocks being broken down. There are 2 types of weathering, mechanical and chemical. Mechanical is the physical breakdown of rocks. For example, the rocks by the ocean in Nanaimo are being worn down from the salt getting inside of them. Chemical is the chemical breakdown of rocks, like rusting is a good example of chemical weathering. Mass wasting. Mass wasting is when rocks, soil, or debris fall downhill. The types of movements are flow, when fluid debris flow downhill. Slide, debris remaining intact and just moving. Transitional slide, parallel movements of debris. A fall is debris free falling. A look at where mass wasting can occur in Nanaimo from this lovely diagram. And glaciers. Glaciers are a huge chunk of ice that can move from their own mass and gravity. Today, Nanaimo is no longer covered in ice, but approximately 20,000 years ago, these ice sheets helped shape the land and left deposits of different materials and boulders. Coast. Being right on the coast has impacted the way people live in Nanaimo. For example, being right on the coast, there's lots of things to do like swimming, kayaking, canoeing, whale watching. There's also fishing and crabbing industries, so you can enjoy fish and crab on the menu at restaurants. Caves are all around Vancouver Island and can be explored, so you can know more about them, or in the land for recreation. They're just little, you can take a little walk for them and you'll get to know about how everything was formed in them. And my 3D model of Nanaimo. The 3D model that I made has the Trans-Canada Highway and has all the bumps and hills on it. And that is everything. Thank you for watching.